Hello everyone. So the next concept is lift irrigation. So it is another form of irrigation, wherein it's a method of irrigation in which the water is not transported by natural flow, what we have seen previously, but is lifted with pumps or other means. Okay. So the previous method is surface methods. We had seen that water, like through basin flow or through surface flow, water had always uh, transported, they're supplied naturally through the gravity flow from one place to another. But here, lift irrigation, so it's a method where water is not transported by natural flow. Okay, all right. So, so the next one is what is the overview of this? So what exactly in this type of irrigation is? So they carry the water to the delivery chamber from the water source. Okay, so here this is a water source. They carry the water from this source. Okay, they pump water here, and wherever there is a delivery source, so here from the to the delivery source, they just dump the water. Now this might be used. Lift irrigation might be more profoundly used in hilly areas wherein the access of water, suppose there is no access of water in the hilly area, so water has to be pumped from bottom, okay, to the lower valley. From there it is pumped and then it is transferred to the required place. Okay, and they that's how they carry out the water from the delivery chamber to the required water source. Okay, so this is the water source. It's carried, pumped in here. Water is pumped and then carried, and then it is transported to the delivery source. Okay. Okay. Now the process of this lift irrigation. So first thing is water is, see, this is the water source. Water is carried out by the help of the pumps. Okay, water is lifted like this with the help of the pumps, and the water is carried out from the source at the lower portion of the land. Then it is carried like this, and suppose if it is a hilly area, so it is transported via pipes like this, to the water storage. So water storage could be an optional, or in case directly it can be transferred to the fields. So mainly construction of dams and channels are done there, so that water can be stored here. So from the lower portion to the upper portion, water can be lifted and transported through this system. So you can see here distribution is usually done by gravitational method. So only pumping is a point of concern. So distribution is mainly done by gravitational methods. You can see here only pumping is done through the pump arrangement, then distribution is done by gravitation methods. You can see here. So how it is at first a contour map is prepared, and the places where which is to be irrigated is blocked according to their need. So required diameter pipes and lines are needed, and they are needed for the walls. Okay, and just placed in the district. You can see here. Okay, it's all carried out from this. They pump like this. They are the pumps and the pipes. You can see here this portion pumps. These are all distribution pipes. Okay, so the advantages of lift irrigation is, so it's made irrigation possible at higher levels, and it can be used when the land acquisition problem is less. So you cannot acquire that particular land, and but you have to transport the water from one place to another. So in that case, uh, this is used, and where the water losses are very low, in that the advantages of this, because water is ultimately pumped and transferred to the required place, so water losses are less, and because the water is being pumped and transported, so manpower less manpower is used. Okay, then requirements of the lift irrigation is, so there should be always a constant water source available throughout the year, and water can be made available through dams, weirs, rivers, and canals. And to lift water to a desired location, pump is required. So these are the main important requirements. Okay, so this is all about lift irrigation. Next, let us study about next irrigation, that is Bandra irrigation. Okay. All right. So Bandra irrigation, that is also another type of irrigation. You can see here. This is the Bandra irrigation. Okay. Now, how it is different? It is the primitive method, oldest method of irrigation. So it can be used as a minor irrigation project, that is up to 5 to 200 hectares of area, and there are certain requirements, like the site should be within 5 kilometers of the area which has to be irrigated. That should be in the vicinity of 5 kilometers from the supply to the from the source to the supply. Okay, and the obviously good foundation should be available, and the site should be on the open stream side. Okay, and how it looks. So Bandra is basically a local name, and the Bandra irrigation is a smaller barrier or wall of small height, is constructed across the river or the stream to raise the water on the upstream side. Okay, it is simple logic that if you raise the water on the upstream side, okay, here it is, raise the water on the upstream side. See here, Bandra irrigation, there is a river flowing, right? And these are Bandras, 1, 2, 3, like this. Okay, these are nothing but they stop and regulate the flow of water. Before that, on the upstream side only, okay, always upstream is higher and the downstream is lower. The upstream side only, a canal is drawn. Okay, so that a head regulator is fixed and canal is drawn, and water flows through the canal. And you can see here Bandra, these are all Bandras. Okay, these are nothing but they stop and regulate the flow of water. Okay, so it's basically a permanent type of irrigation. Okay, and because the small weirs are used here, small weirs are nothing but they control the flow of water. So that's called as weirs. Again, there are concrete structures only. They're called as bandras. And they can irrigate up to 400 hectares of land, and they obtain the discharge over the bandra is obtained as q is equal to 1.7 lh 3 by 2 raised to 3 by 2. Okay, that is nothing but they just regulate the flow. Show you how. You can see here, these are inside, these are nothing but the bandras inside portion. Okay, they regulate the flow of water. Okay, so advantages of this is system has low initial cost, and a small quantity of water which otherwise would go waste is used. Okay, all the smallest quantity water doesn't get wasted. Okay, and the seepage and evaporation losses are also less. Then irrigable area is nearby the source, has a high duty. It means whatever irrigable land is used, it can be used thoroughly throughout. And the disadvantages is excess water available at Bandra goes waste as area is fixed almost. Okay, so whatever water is exit, it cannot be used completely because the area is fixed up to 400 hectares. That's it. And for non-perennial river, the scheme is unreliable. If the river is non-perennial, the non-perennials which are not available throughout the year, so this type of scheme is not reliable. And if people are dependent on the downstream time, experience water scarcity. So this water stores only when there is excess. But if there is any scarcity, if there is any scarcity of rainfall of water, so in the downstream side, if people are using this water in the downstream side, so that cannot be used throughout. So it will leads to scarcity. So it is basically used, this Bandra system is basically suited for isolated catchments having small rivers and small streams. So the catchments which have small areas, small rivers and small streams. Okay. All right. That's all for today. Thank you.